Okay, joining us now we have Tony Stewart, currently ninth in points. He drives the number 14 Office Depot Chevrolet for Stewart Haas Racing. And Tony, I know you've done a lot of things in your life, but shooting hoops up at Syracuse University, how'd that go for you the other day?
That was really cool. We had a winter circle appearance for Watkins Glen this week, and got to go to Syracuse University and got to shoot hoops with the coach. So that was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. It's pretty intimidating when you go to somebody else's venue and you're in their house and you get in a competition with them. But I'm proud to say that we tied 4 out of 5 on the free throw side. So I held my own as an Indiana kid. So at least hopefully when I go back to Indiana now, I won't get thrown out for not being good at basketball.
Talk about your outlook here at Pocono. It's been a good track for you over the years, and certainly your performance here the past few weeks, you got to feel good about building upon that too.
Yeah, we're gaining on it. We're not all the way there yet, but proud of our guys. The morale of the team's up. They're doing a really good job of staying focused, and they've all got direction right now, and nobody's kind of off running on tangents trying to do something off what everybody else is doing. So our guys are real focused right now and working hard together, and I feel like we're gaining on it. We just got a ways to go still.
Take questions now for Tony. We'll start over here if we could get him the microphone.
Joe Moore, MRN. Talking about next week's race at Watkins Glen, do you think that will be as physical as what we saw at Sonoma earlier this year?
It doesn't normally tend to be. A lot of that's because we don't have corners where you got relatively high speeds and then go down to such low speeds. The Glen, just the overall speed of the track's a lot greater. So I don't think you'll see near as much contact as what we saw at Sonoma. Sonoma, it just keeps getting worse every time we go there. But it seems like the Glen, you're running a lot faster, and guys don't want to put themselves in that position.
Move our way over here. Go ahead, Jay.
Jay Pennell with front stretch and all left turns. Ryan said today that he was fined by NASCAR. As his team owner, did you know about that, or was this something that NASCAR directly went to Ryan about? And you've been critical of NASCAR in the past, but did not get a fine. Do you think they were right in doing this? Do you think they were right in keeping it quiet? What are your thoughts on the situation, both as an owner and a driver?
Honestly, I don't know what's right and what's wrong in this topic. It's NASCAR's, what everybody's got to remember is NASCAR's done a good job of building this sport over 60 years. And between everybody in this room and us in the garage, we have all done our part to try to break this sport down over the last 4 or 5 years, and we're all to blame. I mean, as drivers, we're just as much to blame as anybody else. But at the same time, I'm going to blame you guys at the same time too, and you guys have to take some of the responsibility for it. When you finally tell somebody that the racing's bad enough, long enough, you're finally going to convince the people that it is. And the result of that is not as many people are in the grandstands because of that. So we all have to take the blame for it. And with that, in my opinion, that's what's put NASCAR in the position that they're in right now. But we all have to take the responsibility for it. The facts show that the racing is better than it's ever been. It's more competitive than it's ever been. And everybody's got so spoiled over the last 10 or 15 years that we've all lost sight of what we really got here. And everybody sitting here and everybody listening to this right now makes a living off of this sport, and myself included. And we're all shooting ourselves in the foot because we're convincing all these people that some of this stuff is bad. And it may not always be perfect. Every scenario may not always be perfect, but every time that we write something bad about it, all we do, or talk about it, from our standpoint, all we do is break this sport down, and it doesn't deserve that. We're all making a pretty good living and lucky to have our jobs doing what we do. So in my opinion, I think what NASCAR is doing is very appropriate.
Did you know?
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question fully. I did not know. I think it was just between them and Ryan. So.
Next question. Who's got it? On the wall over there, across the wall there, Corey, to your right. Go ahead, sir.
Mike Niklowski, Fox 43. You had touched on your performance. You've been finishing very well, but not typical Tony Stewart at the front at all times. Is this going to help you guys long term, kind of coming together to reach toward staying at the top the whole time?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the big thing is when when people that aren't used to running bad are running bad, it's easy to start losing confidence and losing focus and losing direction and just getting discouraged. And, as a team owner now, I have to worry about watching the whole organization go through that. That's what I was mentioning earlier. I'm really proud of all of our guys and the fact that they haven't got discouraged. They're keeping their heads up. They're staying focused on what they need to do, and they're working hard. I mean, there's guys staying late every day that don't have to stay late at work, and they're sacrificing time with their families to make our program better. And that as a car owner, that's all you can ask for, is to have that dedication from your guys. And whether you're winning races or not, just knowing you got that part of the equation on your side gives you hope that the rest of it will get better.
Right there in front of him, and then we'll take the gentleman here on the front row. Go ahead, sir.
Tony Lomas, FrontStretch.com. You guys are actually trying to pursue a responsible new sponsor for Old Spice. How involved are you able to get in that search, given tough economic times, while also trying to win races and make a chase?
Well, keep in mind, every race team's got a marketing staff, and that marketing staff's who's out trying to get the leads on sponsors. And once they get so far down the road with each sponsor, that's when I get involved too and meet them. But every major race team has got a marketing staff that's out doing that and beating those doors down first before it gets to my level.
Right here on the front row there. Gentleman right there. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, Tony. Mike Coons, Pocono Record. Out of your last 10 starts here, you have 9 top 10 finishes. Can you give us a little insight as far as why you think you've run so well here these last 5 years?
I don't know. It just seems to be a track that at the end of the day we end up with a decent run. I mean, we're not spectacular. We've never been spectacular here at any point, but we always just seem to be the guy that nobody sees all day till the end of the day, and we kind of come into a good run and end up with a good finish out of it. So I wish I had a good answer why it's that way. I'm just kind of glad it's that way.
Let's work our way over here. Go ahead, sir.
Tony, sitting 9th in the standings right now. How do you gain some momentum headed towards the chase?
You just got to keep running well. I mean, that's an easy deal. I mean, you just got to keep going and doing what you're doing each week. And it'd be nice to go out and rip off 3 or 4 wins before the chase starts. But even if you're not doing that, I mean, not having the bonus points is not going to necessarily kill you. I mean, you just got to be really good and consistent in the chase. And if you can do that and do that for 10 straight weeks, you got a shot at it no matter how many points you start off with. We just got to do a good job of having everything sorted out and getting the feel that we're looking for in the race car before the chase starts, and not sit there and be scratching our head trying to find what we're missing. We've got to find that piece of the equation before the chase starts to have a shot at it.
Question right here.
Tony, as an owner, you were at the meeting, I guess, at Hendricks the other day. What did you like? What would you recommend, or what would you agree with on cutting costs, I guess? What points did you like about that?
Well, I mean, it was a good meeting. I'll be honest. I was really overwhelmed when I walked in there. That's probably one of the coolest things I've ever got to do in my NASCAR career, was sit in that room of car owners and the different levels of racing experience and years of knowledge in racing. That was very flattering just to be in that group. But I thought there were a lot of really good ideas in there. I thought there were some ideas that would take a long time to sort details out. But I think that collectively the owners did a really good job of trying to look at all the aspects that they could at the time and in a short amount of time and try to figure out something that we can go to NASCAR with and try to make things better for everybody involved. I mean, it wasn't just about saving money for the car owners. It was trying to figure out how we can do things to make it better for the fans and to make the sport better. So, hopefully some of those ideas are something that will be attractive to NASCAR too.
Any specifics you can give us?
No.
Anything else for Tony? Tony, as always, we appreciate your time and a lot of luck this weekend. Thank you.
Yes.